Buenos dias, Catherine, and thank you for joining us today at Business Spotlight Series. Today, I am excited to introduce Catherine Longwe, founder and managing director of CRC Care Ltd. It's a care company operating within Renfrewshire, West Dunbartonshire, and surrounding areas. Welcome, Catherine.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be your guest.
Thank you. It's wonderful to have you here. So, Catherine, how do you end up? I always start the interview with this question, how do you end up running a business in a care company business? Is this something that you always wanted to do, or how did this come up?
Well, I must say, I ended up doing this business because I'm a nurse. I have passion for care. I've always been a nurse all my life. But then the idea to start a business came after we had nursed a mom to our colleague in her own home, and she died in her own home. So it's from that the interest of us starting a business, or me starting a business in care at home, developed from.
That's brilliant. So that's what inspired you.
It inspired me to do so.
That's wonderful. And what is the vision of CRC Care? What is the vision? Where do you want to take the business to?
The vision is to expand our services to the whole of Scotland, and indeed further than Scotland, England, and where possible, internationally.
Wow, great, big aspirations, eh? Wonderful. In terms of culture is a big part of, if you want to grow a business, if you have a great vision as you do, you need to have great people. And the way you get great people is when they buy into the culture of your business. They have the same values as you have. How do you go about, you told me that you have, quite a few members of the staff, going out to homes and nursing the people you care for. What criteria do you have to recruit the people that fit the culture of the business?
The main thing we look for is somebody who has a heart to care. We do not look at qualifications as per se, but one that has a heart to care and possesses this ethos of our company, which is care, respect, and compassion for others.
Brilliant. And I often say that to run a business, you need to have the right people in the right seats. The way to get the right people is by getting those people who have the same values as you do, which you are telling me is care, respect, and compassion. Because I guess if somebody comes to you for a job and they don't really care, it will show up in the interview, right? And your values will repel that person. There won't be much of a fit. And if somebody who comes to you in an interview and they are caring, they respect, they have compassion, they will show that. And as you talk about your business, they'll feel attracted, right? So your values will attract the people you want and repel the people you don't want. So do you find that? Do you cover your values in interviews with people you interview?
Yes, we do cover that. Although with the interview, you cannot be 100% right.
Yeah,
yes,
they can be faking a value, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
But most of it will come up once they are there to do the practical work.
Yes.
For example, you might take them on from the interview point, but once you try them practically during the probation period, you are able to gauge who is really a carer and who is not a carer.
Yes. And you see, a way to do that, I find, you ask people to give you examples where to see whether they show that value, rather than, they have to give you life examples that where that value comes, comes through. And yeah, so that's a way. Obviously, somebody who wants to fake and they fine, but that's a way to filter out people who just want their job and then it doesn't work out. So yeah, very good, very good. What are the aspect you mentioned you want to grow throughout Scotland and then England and internationally? Do you have a clear picture of where we like to be 5 years from now as a business?
5 years from now, the picture is to have a branch in Zambia.
A branch where?
In Zambia.
Oh, wow.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And also expand in London and the surrounding areas of London, and also any other area where we could be able to get to breakthrough.
Okay, brilliant. Who is your ideal client? Who are the people you care for? Why do they come to you?
I'd say over the years, the people within Renfrewshire have known us. They have seen us grow from a very small company, and therefore they have developed trust and confidence in us.
Yes. Trust is a big one, isn't it?
Trust is a big one.
Getting somebody in your house when you are vulnerable
Exactly.
is a big one.
It's
Yeah.
a big one. And for the children, to allow somebody to come into your mother's house when you are away and knowing your mother is vulnerable, that's a very big challenge. So unless you trust the people you're allowing into your house, then you would not do that.
Yes. What are some of the main challenges in your industry? What do you have to face up with in running a business in the home care industry?
The biggest challenge, I would say, has been racism.
Is what?
Racism.
Yes.
Although I must say I personally have outgrown that, but we have had service users who have literally chased us from their house, chased staff from their house because they don't want to see them.
Yeah.
Some of them have literally said, I don't want this color to come to my house.
Yes.
But of course, as we are growing in terms of people are knowing immigration has been the in thing now, the older people are getting to know that this is the culture of today. Immigrants will come to their houses and they are not as bad as they have always thought over the years.
Yes. Yes. I guess there has to be a bit of a fit between the carer and your patient, isn't it?
Definitely, definitely. And I'll take you back to what you said earlier on, knowing the culture of the community you work in.
Yes.
Once you have known their culture and the way they do things, it's gonna be a fit.
Yes.
But if you don't know, then there's a misfit there, and then you are not welcome in their homes.
Yes.
So even our carers, the basis of our training is understanding the culture in which
Yes.
they're going to work in.
Yes. Yes. I've got a friend, he's 85. He lives in Manchester, and I go and see him from time to time. And he's got a carer. And well, it's a he sometimes, a she sometimes, and it's wonderful how they get on. I mean, he's very easy to get on with, I have to say, okay? But it's wonderful to see, the carer, and how they become a friendship develops as well, It's wonderful to see, and it's a great service you are doing. That's wonderful.
But I think also it's a whole idea of we need to understand the age, the era and age the people we support lived in. It was rare to see immigrants in those days. Now it's a strange thing for someone to allow a strange person in their own house.
Yes.
So therefore, it is a challenge in the sense that we as people that are going to their houses, we should make it a point that we understand them,
Yes.
and our aim is to make sure we gel in with them.
Yeah. Well, one of your values is compassion. When you're compassionate, it's a lot easier to develop empathy and understand the person, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. No, that's wonderful. Do you pose? So, how do you manage to through COVID? You know, particularly in your industry where there is physical contact. You know, with COVID, how do you deal with that?
Well, I think COVID, to start with, it was met with a lot of fear, but it's all about allaying those anxieties and fears and educating both the staff and the people you support.
Yeah.
Because where there is a awareness, and also if the staff know what they're supposed to do, that anxiety and fear would be allayed, and
Yes.
that should not pose a major challenge in supporting the service users.
Yeah. So educate really.
Education, yes.
Yeah. Brilliant. Brilliant. If you had to start again, Catherine, if you had to start the business all over again, is there anything you would have done differently? And you know, yeah, looking back, we make a lot of mistakes, right? When we start, and we don't know any better, and that's how we humans are. You know, you learn a lot by doing. If you could backtrack, is there anything that you have done differently, or?
What I would do differently would be, well, in life I've learned one thing: you grow at you're growing at a pace.
Yes.
So I look at the business in two parts. We try to grow at a very slow pace, which inhibited our growth, and we could have been somewhere by now had we not grown very, very slowly. At the same time, we try to grow very, very quickly, which has also become very stressful for us.
Yes.
So if I had to start all over again, I think I would put stages of growth and follow the stages of growth, because you do not wake up and become big at one or start walking. You start small steps, baby steps, keep growing until when you feel you have grown enough.
Following the stages of growth.
Mm-hmm.
That's good wisdom, Catherine. It's like a plant. You cannot force a plant to grow faster than, you know, or put in too much water to grow. Yeah, it's yeah, definitely. That's a great analogy with nature. Beautiful, brilliant. Just what advice would you give to your 18-year-old self?
To my 18-year-old self, one, yes, you are growing, you're finished school, you need a job, you need to gain experience. But when you reach a certain age, you need to start planning to work for your own self. Because you should not plan to be in a job forever. It will benefit you to work for your own self.
Brilliant. There are many people out there. I mean, you and I, we run businesses. We made the jump from having a paycheck at the end of the month to running our own business. There are many people out there who fear, you know, they are on the fringe. They don't make the jump. What would you say that to them? You talked about fear before, right? So what would you say to those people to encourage them? Everybody who could run a business, in my view, they should run a business, right? If they like it and they are capable of, go for it. Not let fear hold you back. What would you say to them?
Well, if you have a dream, follow your dream. Do not be discouraged by what people say or what people look at you. You should focus on your dreams, because anybody can do it as long as you put effort into it. In fact, in business, I believe what you put in is what you get.
Yes.
If I'm an employee, no matter how hard I work, I'll just get what I've got, what we have agreed with my boss. But in the business, I feel it's what you put in, it's what you get back. If
Yeah.
you want to be, and you want a business that gives you just income, a little income, you decide for yourself. That's your decision. So you're your own boss.
Yeah.
Your dreams will will control you in what you do.
Correct.
Yes.
Everything
So
starts here. Everything
that's
starts
there.
here. You see,
Follow your dreams. Don't listen to negative
yeah.
people,
Yeah.
but just soldier on.
I was interviewing a CEO who had no education. He just left school, and he said exactly the same thing. Follow your dreams, and don't listen to criticism, because people who tell you, you're not good at that, you won't succeed, is more a reflection on them than a reflection on you. And I found that very, very insightful.
Exactly.
So,
Exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. That's wonderful. Well, Catherine, it's been a real pleasure having you on board with us at Business Spotlight series, and for sharing, your journey with us and your wisdom. And I want to thank you so much for it. Thank you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.